Dude, you know any chance I can talk about my boy, Motown Phenom, Kevin Lee, I'm going to do it.
You're going to take it.
I'm going to take it. There's no fights upcoming, so I got to talk about Kevin Lee. He's been in the news lately because he really wants an opponent for UFC 229.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's now touted as the alternate in case the Conor or Khabib fight drops out or one of the opponents drop out.
Okay.
He's jumping up. But he's like, I might as well get paid, get a fighter, and he's calling anybody that'll take that fight.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's calling out Anthony Pettis. Before he was calling out somebody else, and he's gonna call about I Quinter or somebody next.
Yeah.
My question is actually not directly about Kevin Lee. It's just about this process in general.
Okay.
Do you think that the UFC is hitting the mark by having an alternate fighter weigh in for a main event? And we're seeing this with Kamaru Usman too.
Yeah. I know Usman is doing it right now for the Darren Till.
Yes. Tyron Woodley fight.
Okay. I like what they're doing, and I think it's overdue that they're doing something like this. I mean, how often have we seen it where the main event falls out?
Yes.
The whole card feels like it falls apart because everyone was really looking forward to just that main event.
Yep.
And now we don't get to see it. So I like that they're doing alternates because at least it guarantees a good fight for the main event.
Yes.
I'm curious though. I'm like, are these guys really going to take that Kevin Lee fight if either one of them should become injured? Because I know he's ready for the fight.
Yes.
And ideally, obviously, he wants a matchup, so he's not just preparing just to prepare.
Right.
But say he's just preparing just to prepare.
Yeah.
Do we have assurances that Khabib or Conor are actually going to take the fight if the other one can't make it? Because I don't know that either one of them is just going to readily step up and take that fight. And that's where I get a bit of pause. Unless it's in the contract, I'm like, is this just another thing that could also fall through?
Yeah.
It's a step in the right direction.
Right.
But I don't know if all of the assurances are there to make it make sense.
And that's fair too. But when you look at the Khabib versus Ferguson fight, and when that fell through, and they were scrambling to find another opponent, and Paul Felder was on the card, but they said no to Felder, so they had to get Iaquinta to step up. It would be nice if they had somebody in that pool that actually deserved that shot at the title. And that's where Kevin Lee comes into play. I mean, obviously, you know, the UFC is going to need to compensate the fighter that got removed from the card, and that's fine. If you were a fighter and you're a lower level fighter and you got removed from a card and you got your pay, you got your full pay, show and win bonus, why not? Take it and get rebooked in another month.
It's true.
So I like that idea, and I like that Usman is now going to be weighing in because let's say one of the guys, you know, Till or Woodley fall out. I need a main event fight, and Usman is that guy. It is unfortunate for the main event fighters that weren't training for that style. Like if you're Woodley and you're training for Till, it's very different if Kamaru steps up.
Of course.
Listen, as a fight fan, which we are, and the white belts are, we'll take it.
We'll take it. I think they should make sure that they're putting it in the contract if they're going to have the alternates.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually not mad at the alternates just being alternates, which means that you train just on the potential that you might get the fight. Because at first I was thinking to myself, okay, well, it's not fair because they're going to like train and they're not going to have as much motivation.
Right.
But really, if you want to be a champion, which is what both of these scenarios are for,
Yes.
alternates so that you can potentially step in and become champion, the motivation has to be pretty high just off for that opportunity.
Yeah,
right?
you're right, exactly. This isn't just a regular fight. This is to change your whole life around. So you think you'd be training hard for that fight.
I would hope so. I think if they have a matchup, great. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
But even if it's just an alternate situation, both situations are a step in the right direction. Shout out the UFC for making
UFC, you're doing it. You did one step further, so we're appreciative of that. I think that's all we got.
2 white belts, baby.
Let's do it. Ooh.